Thank you for welcoming me onto your screens or onto your headphones, depending on how you're watching this. I'm Eddie, and this is The Rollback. Folks, today I'm here to talk to you about the menu, aka the food service industry strikes back. So in this film, a young couple travels to a remote island to join it's called an eccentric chef for dinner, but it turns out it gets a lot more fucking deadly than they were expecting. So real quick, the actors and the actresses, we have Miss Anna Taylor-Joy playing Margot. We have Mr. Voldemort, Ralph Fiennes, but I'm going to call him Voldemort because Voldemort, playing the chef. And we have one Mr. Nicholas Hoult, I'm pronouncing that correctly. He plays a douchebag. Tyler. Sounds like a douchebag. So in this film, it's weird. It's like a bottleneck episode. For those of you who don't know what a bottle episode is, it's when a majority of an episode of a TV show or a majority of a film or a majority of a play, something takes place primarily in one location, whether it's a bedroom or in a house or within one of the best examples I know is the Family Guy episode where Brian is still locked in a vault. Great episode, by the way. I recommend it for everybody. But that said, the menu. Genuinely one of the most unconventional movies that I've seen in a very long time. And I know what I'm saying when I say that, but I actually really enjoyed it. On the surface level, well acted, obviously. The gore, solid. The kills are very creative. Stylistically, it's made by the same people that made Talladega Nights, the Bella Ricky Bobby, which makes a lot of fucking sense. Will Ferrell was one of the producers for this film. And it makes sense. It's either a dark comedy or black comedy. I'm not really sure where it qualifies as. There are some parts that are fucking hilarious, I'll be honest with you. There's one particular scene where one girl says, one young lady says, what have I done wrong? I graduated from Brown. And the chef asks, student loans? She says, no, you're dying. Shit like that. That's just fucking funny. But yeah, so this film, it's great. It's great all around. It's well acted, well paced. The kill scenes are awesome. The food looks incredible. I don't consider myself a foodie, but I would eat some of that stuff. From the, what was the opening thing? Tacos or something? To the non-bread bread to other things. It's a great film in general. Also a lot of moments that just make you, I'll say this. So at the beginning of the film, we're supposed to root for the patrons that go here because we don't want them to die, right? Right? But no. As the film goes on, I found myself rooting more and more and more for the chefs, for the killers, because it kind of made sense. Also, he makes a point that these people, everyone there in the restaurant did something to strip him of his love for food. Some a little more than others, but nonetheless. There's a food critic and her yes man who got restaurants shut down because of their bad reviews. There's this couple where one man, I want to say, bankrolled or cheated. I don't quite remember what the old man's crime was. I know his wife, her crime was she couldn't tell the difference between cod and salmon. I feel like that one was a bit of a stretch. He wants to kill these three finance bros because they're bad for company and he feels like he's sold out. He kills their boss right in front of everybody. John Leguizamo. Okay. So apparently he's an actor in the film. He acted in a movie called Dr. Sunshine. Ralph Fiennes, Voldemort went to go watch on his day off. Didn't have a good time, so he decides to kill the actor for that. Really dark. His assistant, because student loans. And Tyler Foodie, at one point he humiliates Tyler. He says, Tyler's this great chef. He wants to join us. Go on, Tyler. Make us something. Look how great it is. What does he need? Get the great chef whatever he needs. Just tearing this dipshit down, which fair goddamn enough. I would have made sopita, but that's just me. Yeah, he tears this guy down, and it even says at one point in the film, they have this title of what it is and what's in it and description. And at one point it just says Tyler's bullshit, undercooked lamb, undercooked onion and whatever, and fucking kills himself. It's just this crazy all-around film that, frankly, I enjoyed. It feels about as close to an A24 film as mainstream can get. On top of all that, though, Margot, who's like this down-to-earth person who we're initially led to believe is 1, the girlfriend, 2, the mistress, and then 3, we find out she's the escort. Which actually, now that I'm remembering, she justifies that old man dying. Fuck that guy. I'll get to that. Well, watch the movie. I'm not going to explain it here because it's a little graphic. But that said, Voldemort even pulls her aside and says, "You're not like them. You're not a taker. You're a giver. I know a fellow service industry person when I see one. So what the hell are you doing here?" And her being there throws everything off. But Voldemort even gives her the chance to get out. Well, to die alongside them. He tells her, you can either die with them or you can die with us. Your call. But she's able to outwit him, in a good display of what Chema said, showing, not telling. The last time this dude was happy was when he was making a cheeseburger at his first job. So she asks him to make her a good old-fashioned American cheeseburger, which he does. It looks delicious, by the way. But yeah, and Margot is able to leave. She asks if she can get it to go. He says yes, she leaves. The other guests stick around and they die via s'mores. Yeah, I know, s'mores. But yeah, it's a great film that I would recommend to everybody. I don't know, it's just fun because this is a comedy where, like, it's understandable that the Karen's gonna die because how dare you critique something that everyone works so hard to make and build. Anyway, that said, also, I don't know if I mentioned, Tyler knew that he was gonna die. He brought Margot knowing she was gonna die too. Fuck you, Tyler. But that said, cons for this film. Typically, I recommend something that they could have improved on or whatnot, but this movie is too much of an anomaly. It's like Anchorman. Like, how do you make it better? I don't know how. Other than recommending that you go watch it, I got nothing for you. Yeah, for this film, definitely, it's an A-. It might be on my top 10 list of the year, actually. But yeah, go check it out. I strongly recommend it. It's still in theaters as of the time of this recording and the time of this release. And yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of The Rollback. Please like and subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate it. We're always trying to grow this channel. We've been growing steadily, actually, but we'd like to grow more. If you can help us out with that, greatly appreciate it. That said, I've been Eddie, and this was The Rollback. We'll see everybody.